By age 45, most people do not have a money problem that can be solved by opening one more account. They have a coordination problem, a career change left behind an old retirement plan, a new bank account added another account. An advisor manages one part of the portfolio while other investments were chosen years ago and never revisited. Together, those decisions can create a financial life that is hard to see, and more importantly, even harder to run. In this video, we're going to explain why your mid-40s are a useful time to reset that system, and what financial ownership actually means, and how a simple money operating system can reduce confusion without requiring you to do everything alone. By the end of this video, you will have a one-page plan for seeing where your money goes, simplifying the parts that no longer help, and creating a system that keeps working when life gets busy. Now, I've broken this up into two phases. In phase one, we'll cover some concepts, and in phase two, this is where we will go and take action. So if you have a piece of paper and pen, definitely pull that out because we'll be needing it when we hit phase two. So let's get started. Question number one: why does money become harder to manage around age 45? The difficulty usually comes from accumulation. By your mid-40s, you may be helping children, supporting aging parents, carrying more responsibilities at work, and trying to prepare for retirement at the same time. Your financial life has also had more years to collect accounts, products, debts, and decisions. The result can look like a financial house that is expanded room by room without anyone updating the floor plan. The house may still stand, but you no longer know which switch controls which light, or why two rooms seem to have separate systems, but essentially they're doing the same job. That is why this stage should not begin with the question, what should I buy next? It should begin with, can I explain how the system I already have is supposed to work? And so the key takeaway that I want you to leave with you in this particular section is that age 45 matters not because one birthday changes the rules, but because you now have enough financial history to see the pattern and still enough time for better decisions to compound. Once you recognize that the problem is the system, the next question is who is responsible for understanding it. Question number two: what does it mean to take ownership of your financial life? Taking ownership does not mean firing every advisor or becoming your own accountant, attorney, and investment manager. It means that you remain the person who understands the purpose of the plan, even when qualified professionals help you carry it out. Imagine paying for advice, but being unable to explain what the advisor is doing, what it costs, or how success is being measured. The issue is not simply the fee. The deeper issue is dependence. When every decision must be handed back to someone else, you never develop a clear view of your own financial life. That matters because ongoing fees reduce the amount of money left to grow, but cost is only one part of the decision. Advice can be valuable when the work is clear, the price is understood, and the relationship improves your decisions. Ownership means being able to judge that value rather than assuming that professional help is automatically good or automatically bad. I have a very useful and simple test that you can apply. Could you explain, in plain English, what each major account and professional relationship is supposed to accomplish? If the answer is no, the first job is to not make a dramatic change. It's to make the system visible. And so this leads us to question number 3. What is a money operating system? Think about the operating system on your phone or computer. You don't open the device each morning and manually decide how every file should be saved, how every message should appear, or when the backup should run. The system handles repeated work in the background so you can focus on what the device is for. Your money needs the same kind of structure. A money operating system makes the important financial work visible, intentional, and repeatable. And it has 3 jobs. Number 1, see. Number 2, simplify. And number 3, systematize. Call it the 3 S's. The triple S. Number 1, C, means understanding where money comes from, where it goes, and what each part is meant to do. Number 2, simplify, means removing unnecessary overlap. And number 3, systematize, means turning repeated decisions into dependable routines while keeping larger decisions on a review schedule. Now, the order matters. You cannot simplify what you have not seen, and you should not automate a system you do not understand. When the 3 jobs work together, the important choices no longer have to be remade every week. That completes the explanation half of this lesson. I mentioned earlier, we have the first half. We're now going to transition into the second half, but let's do a quick recap. We started with accumulated complexity, defined by financial ownership, and reduced the solution to 3 jobs. Number 1, see. Number 2, simplify. Number 3, systematize. The second half will use those 3 jobs to build a 1-page plan that we're going to do together. To make the progress concrete, we're going to follow Maya, a 45-year-old professional whose financial life has grown more complicated than she realized. So let's go ahead and dive into phase 2 and see what we can learn from Maya. Question number 4. How does Maya begin by seeing the full system? Maya sets aside 1 quiet hour on a Saturday morning. She does not begin by moving money or canceling anything. She opens up a blank page and writes C at the top and follows the path of 1 normal paycheck. So we can get a fresh sheet of paper. We put down C. Part of the paycheck stays in checking for bills. Some goes to workplace retirement plan, and another transfer moves to savings. As she traces the money, she notices an old 401k, an advisor managed brokerage account, and 2 small savings accounts for the first time. She can see the whole route on 1 page. The discovery is not that an account is automatically wrong. It's that Maya cannot explain the job of every account. Rather than guessing, she writes 1 note besides each unclear item. What is this doing for me? Now, do the same on your page. Follow your income from the moment it arrives and add the major accounts it touches. The C section is complete when the important parts of your financial life are visible and every unclear purpose has been marked. Maya can now stop relying on memory. Because the system is visible, she is ready to decide which part truly earns their place. Question number 5. How does Maya simplify without making careless changes? Maya moves to the second section and writes simplify. So we have our paper, first column C, second column simplify. She does not assume that fewer accounts are always better. Instead, she asks whether each part performs a distinct job that still matters. One savings account holds emergency money. The other has no clear purpose. So combining them may reduce clutter without changing the plan. The old 401k requires more care. Maya could leave it where it is, move it to another employer plan if allowed, or roll it into an IRA, because those choices can change fees, investments, and withdrawal rights. She marks the account for comparison instead of moving it immediately. She treats the advisor the same way. Rather than starting with keep or fire, she asks what work is being performed, what she pays, and whether the relationship improves her decisions. The answer now comes from understanding rather than frustration. As you review your own page, look for overlap, forgotten accounts, and parts you cannot justify. Simplify only after you understand the consequence of the change. By the end of this section, every item should either have a clear reason to stay or a clear question that must be answered before it moves. Now, Maya has a clear design. The final step is making that design run consistently. And so this is going to bring us to our final question, number 6. How does Maya turn the plan into a working system? Now let's recap where we are. We have C as the first column. We have simplify in the middle column. And then we have systematize. That's what we're going to write here in the third column. And this is in the final section, and it returns to the paycheck that we mapped out earlier. This time, she decides what should happen without requiring a fresh choice every 2 weeks. Her regular bills are already paid automatically, so she keeps that part. She then schedules transfers to emergency savings and retirement shortly after each paycheck arrives. The amount fits her current budget, and she plans to raise them when her income increases instead of waiting for motivation to appear. Not every decision should run automatically. Maya still needs to review spending, investment choices, fees, beneficiaries, and larger goals. So she gives those decisions a home on the calendar. Once a month, she checks whether the basic flow worked. Once a quarter, she looks at the complete page and asks whether anything has changed enough to require a decision. This is what makes the system different from a collection of automatic payments. Automation handles repetition, while review preserves judgment. Maya is not trying to remove herself from her finances. She is removing the need to remember the same routine task over and over. Finish your page by choosing which transfers should happen automatically and when you will review the system. When each recurring option has a trigger and each important decision has a review date, the money operating system is complete. So let's go ahead and round this off as we stick to the conclusion. At age 45, the most important financial change may not be a new investment, a new account, or a dramatic break from every professional helping you. It may be the decision to turn years of separate choices into one system you can understand and direct. Start by seeing the whole financial life. Follow the income, identify the accounts, and mark anything whose purpose is unclear. Then step 2, simplify with care. Remove overlap only after you understand what would be gained and what could be lost. Finally, in step 3, systematize. The repeated work, so saving, investing, paying bills, and reviewing the plan happen on purpose rather than by memory. The completed page gives you more than organization, and you should have your 3 columns listed out here. C, simplify, systematize. A new account, product, or advisor should have to fit the system instead of making the system more complicated. Your next action is to complete the C section. Do not move money today. Make the current system visible. Choose one unclear item and find out exactly what job it is performing. And so, of course, now I have some homework for you. You can't go away just yet. What you're going to do is I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and I want you to write your response here in the comments. So this way, myself and others in the community can help you out and respond. So homework question number 1, synthesize. Why is financial ownership different from doing every financial task yourself? Let me repeat that again. Actually, let's just move on. Question number 2, application. Build the C, simplify, and systematize sections for your current financial life. And then homework question 3, decision. Which unclear or duplicated part of your system will you investigate first, and what must you learn before changing it? That's going to complete today's lesson. Leave your comments of your homework assignment in the comments below, and I look forward to talking with you later.